Good morning, my dear students, and welcome to this particular revisionary classes of Cost and Management Accounting, the paper 4. And myself, the faculty member of Board of Studies, Dr. N. Sen Gupta, would like to welcome you all in this particular session. And I can see that many of you have already joined, and I'm sure many of you are watching through the other channels as well. So welcome each one of you. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic that is budget and budgetary control. And along with that, if you have any queries in general also or in any other particular topic, I would like to take those questions as well. Since I'm from Board of Studies of the Institute, and you may have certain queries. So those queries also I would love to, take in this particular session. And if you have any other issues or any other problem in understanding in any of the topic which you feel is important, you can also ask me. So there is no bar of asking any genuine questions of related to the subject, and whatever maybe is coming in your mind, and please share it with me. And we are there to help you in not only understanding a particular topic, but also to help you in various other aspects of academics particularly. So आप लोगों के पास किसी के पास भी कुछ भी क्वेश्चन हो, आप बिल्कुल हेजिटेट मत करिए पूछने के लिए इस टॉपिक से रिलेटेड, और इस सब्जेक्ट से रिलेटेड भी अगर कोई क्वेरीज आपके पास हो, सिंस मैं बोर्ड ऑफ स्टडीज से हूं, तो it will be great if you ask those questions. I'll try my level best to answer those questions then and there itself. So let us start with the query. If you have any query, शुरू करते हैं. अगर किसी के पास भी कोई क्वेरी हो तो आप मेरे से पूछ सकते हैं. Any query if you have in the beginning itself, maybe related to subject, maybe related to this particular topic, कुछ भी अगर आपके मन में है, that you may ask me. I can see somebody has joined. So you may ask any question you have. Otherwise, we'll start the topic. Whoever is there, I can see many of you are already there. Okay, fine. So then, shall we start the topic? Yes? Am I audible to you all? My sound is coming to you? Uday and whoever has joined, I just saw. Am I audible? Okay, fine. Thank you. So budget and budgetary control is a very interesting topic, and if you have probably seen that the application of marginal costing, when we have studied the marginal costing, we have learned that there are two types of cost. One cost is variable cost and one cost is fixed cost. And variable cost, which basically varies with the unit of production. For 1 unit it is 3, for 10 units it is 30, for 100 units it is 300. Similarly, fixed cost, which is of a fixed nature. So combination of these two, when we are talking about variable cost and fixed cost, Then basically we try to find it out that what is going to be my total cost. So the application of that we have extensively seen in the topic marginal cost, and we'll see the application of that in case of budget and budgetary control with a particular type of budget. So let's start the topic. What we are going to discuss in this particular topic. I will be discussing what is budget and budgetary control. I will request you to have an understanding of that, so that whenever a theoretical question comes in this area, you should be able to answer those theoretical question as well. So budget, budgetary control, and various types of budget which is there. Then what is zero-based budgeting? We heard about zero-based budgeting. What does it mean? Performance budgeting, that also we need to understand. So these are various concepts, and in the type of budget we'll see that what are the different kind of classification. Capacity wise, there can be different kind of budget. Function wise, there can be different kind of budget. Time period wise, there can be different kind of budget, and a combination of budget which is basically known as master budget. So these are different types of budget. Okay. And then another important area what we study here is budget ratio. So there are certain kind of budget ratio which you need to understand how they are calculated, because many times we have seen the questions comes from that topic as well. A lot of time 5 marks question comes from that topic. So anybody can tell what is budget? What is the meaning of budget? Anybody having any idea? Uday? Or any person, whoever is there? Kiran madam, Om Gupta, Prithviraj, Sunil. If you can speak, it will be good. Om, you can speak also. No problem. Open your mic. I think it has been enabled. They can speak. Please enable them to speak. Okay, budget could be estimation. Okay. Technical team, can you open them? No need to mute anybody. Please enable them. Kiran ma'am, you have been enabled, I think. Kiran ji. So what is budget?
सर ये मैनेजमेंट का इंस्ट्रूमेंट है प्रोग्राम को आगे बढ़ाने का.
Estimation.
Yes, sir.
Okay, one is estimation. Okay, fine. Om, you were telling something, beta? They are unable to speak. Technical team, please see.
बोल सकते हैं आप स्टिल कौन which one?
Sai Kiran.
Sir, budget is for how much production is to be done in comparison with the demand for the produced units.
Okay, one way of looking at it. You can unmute all. Technical team, please unmute all. I don't have any problem in facing. They are my students.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Sir, budget is an monetary instrument used for future plans.
Right. Monetary instrument. So what the definition you all are giving is absolutely correct. So when we are talking about that, if you see here, what I am trying to understand, This is the present scenario, and this is where we want to be, and this is the budget we are preparing. Okay, so definition wise, what you have told, and exactly the same definition you need not to remember. Please keep in mind that this is a plan, but plan is in monetary terms. So plan can be different. Strategic management also is having different kind of plan, but this plan is in monetary terms, and this is basically for the execution of policy and plan, and this is for the future period of time. So 2-3 things you remember. Number one, this is an estimate, this is a monetary plan, a part of business plan and policy, and this is for the future period of time. Means if I am doing it today, I am doing it for next 3 months, maybe next 6 months, maybe next 1 year. Normally it is done for 1 year, a short-term budget, and then it may be reviewed also after 6 months, that where we are. Okay. So the term budgeting is used for preparing budget and other procedure, as I told you. So when you are talking about budgeting, nothing. Budgeting is basically preparation of budget. Budget karna, जिसको हम बोलते हैं हिंदी में. So that is basically known as budgeting, and some managerial function also will be there, like planning करना, coordination करना, control करना, किसमें कितना budget allocate करना है, किसमें कैसा चल रहा है. So that is basically the process budgeting. So budget is the plan, and budgeting is the execution of plan, or how it is to be done, or procedure of the plan. So very simple term में आप इन दोनों को याद रखिए. No need to give lot of stress to your mind. कैरेक्टरिस्टिक क्या होता है, आप ना जब आप पढ़ेंगे, मैं सभी को बोल रहा हूं, आप ना ये छोटे छोटे पॉइंट में आप नोट कर लीजिएगा, एक एक लाइन का. आपको डिटेल ना इतना पढ़ने की, मतलब लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. छोटे छोटे पॉइंट में आप अपने लिए नोट बनाइए. सो आप कैरेक्टरिस्टिक में अगर क्वेश्चन में आ जाए, कैरेक्टरिस्टिक क्या है, आप पूछना भी आप जानना भी चाहते हो कि बजट का कैरेक्टरिस्टिक क्या होता है, कैसे बता सकते हो, कोई बता सकते हो बजट कैसे होना चाहिए. आप सपोज एक फेस्टिवल कर रहे हो, फॉर एन एग्जांपल, कोई पार्टी कर रहे हो, कोई पर्टिकुलर अरेंजमेंट कर रहे हो जिसमें आपका फाइनेंस, किसी का बर्थडे प्लान कर रहे हो, किसी का कोई फेस्टिवल प्लान कर रहे हो, तो आप कैसे करते हो, उस बजट के अंदर क्या क्या कैरेक्टरिस्टिक होता है. सिमिलर कैरेक्टरिस्टिक इज देयर फॉर द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एज वेल. ऐसा नहीं है कि वो बहुत ज्यादा कोई डिफरेंट है, लेकिन व्हाट आर द थिंग वी टेक इनटू कंसिडरेशन, उसके कैरेक्टरिस्टिक कैसे होते हैं. आप प्रेजेंटेशन को मत देखो, डोंट सी द प्रेजेंटेशन, try to think from your mind that what can be the characteristic of budget. If you have understood the budget, you will be able to tell. कोई बोल सकते हैं प्लीज मेरे को, if anybody can say, you can speak please. Swati. Mic off. Technical team, may I request to unmute everybody, please? Please unmute everybody.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Who is there?
Om Krishna, sir.
Yes, Om.
सर अगर बर्थडे प्लान के हिसाब से अगर बजट देखा जाए तो सबसे पहले हम मॉनिटरी टर्म्स को देखेंगे कि कितना अमाउंट चाहिए, फिर कितने देर के लिए पार्टी को रखना है, और क्या पिछले साल हमने कैसा किया था, इस साल कैसे करना है, एंड लाइक दैट.
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड. और स्वाति, यू वर टेलिंग समथिंग. Sai Kiran, you can also speak.
For any event, how much we can spend, how much amount income is, how much revenue is required, and how much cost is required, how much expenses are going to be done. That is planning. That is budgets.
Yeah. So characteristic will depend that what we are doing, whether we are doing expenses budget or income budget, what we are doing. So it cannot be all. So number one, quantity or financial amounts. I think everybody has spoken about that. This has to be there. Amount, thousand, lakhs, crores, million, billion, whatever it may be. Then what is the time period? कब करना चाहते हैं? जैसे पार्टी की बात किया आपने, if you talk about a party, then maybe birthday party for an example, maybe once in a year, or let's say a particular rituals has to be done. So what is the period? For what period we are doing this budget? Or you are running a society, so maybe for 1 year you want to prepare a budget. So a period has to be there, a definite time framework to be there, 3 months, 6 months, and normally for short-term budget it is 1 year. Then what is the past experience? Somebody just told, I think, probably, who spoke about time period? Sorry, past experience? Om, I think. Om spoke about past experience. पहले का क्या एक्सपीरियंस है? एक टाइप ऑफ बजट है जिसमें हम लोग पहला का एक्सपीरियंस नहीं देखते हैं, उसको हम जीरो बेस्ड बजटिंग कहते हैं. अदरवाइज बाकी सारे बजट में हम क्या करते हैं, हम पुराने एक्सपीरियंस को भी देखते हैं, पास्ट एक्सपीरियंस को भी देखते हैं. ओके, सो पास्ट एक्सपीरियंस, देन कॉपरेशन ऑफ ऑल द डिपार्टमेंट, एंड इट हैज टू बी रियलिस्टिक. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि आप कोई पार्टी का बजट बना रहे हो एंड विच इज नॉट रियलिस्टिक. कितना खर्चा होता होगा नॉर्मल पार्टीज में? मे बी फ्यू थाउजेंड बक्स. यू आर प्लानिंग अ बजट ऑफ लैक्स. ऐसा नहीं है, लाख रुपीज वाला भी बर्थडे पार्टी होता है, लेकिन वो हमें प्लान नहीं करना है फॉर यू एंड मी प्रोबेबली. सो विल डिपेंड, बट इट हैज टू बी ए रियलिस्टिक अमाउंट और फ्लेक्सिबल होना चाहिए. फ्लेक्सिबल मतलब कहीं कम हो जाए, कहीं ज्यादा हो जाए. सिमिलरली ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में भी ऐसे ही बजट बनता है कि कौन सी एक्टिविटी के लिए आप बना रहे हो. आप सेल्स के लिए बना रहे हो, आप प्रोडक्शन के लिए बना रहे हो, आप एचआर के लिए बना रहे हो, आप ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम के लिए बना रहे हो, उस पर्टिकुलर, या कोई आपके रेवेन्यू बजट बना रहे हो आप, तो आपके प्लानिंग के हिसाब से उसको मॉनिटरी टर्म्स में आपको एक्सप्रेस करना है, टेकिंग द पास्ट एक्सपीरियंस इनटू कंसिडरेशन. बिजनेस का जो थिंकिंग है उसके साथ भी उसका लिंक होना चाहिए. ठीक है, सो बहुत सिंपल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक, ऐसे 3-4 चीजें आप नोट करके रखो सो दैट यू अंडरस्टैंड ऑल्सो, और आपका एग्जाम में भी कुछ इस तरीके का क्वेश्चन आ जाए तो आप उसको कर पाओगे. प्रिपरेशन ऑफ बजट, जैसे हमने बताया आपको किस तरीके से बजट को करते हैं. बजट को सबसे पहले देखते हैं आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्ट्रक्चर कैसे हैं. उस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्ट्रक्चर के हिसाब से, अकॉर्डिंग टू द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्ट्रक्चर, देन हर एक डिपार्टमेंट आपके जो हैं उनके लिए आप फ्यूचर पीरियड के अमाउंट आप क्वांटिफाई करते हैं. सो सेंट्रली इफ आई एम प्रिपेयरिंग ए बजट और आई एम कंट्रोलिंग ए बजट फॉर माय वेरियस डिपार्टमेंट, सपोज मैं आई एम ए मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, एक मैन्युफैक्चरिंग डिपार्टमेंट में क्या होगा, एक फैक्ट्री होगा, ठीक है, एक प्रोडक्शन डिपार्टमेंट होंगे, परचेज डिपार्टमेंट होंगे, सेल्स डिपार्टमेंट होंगे, एचआर होंगे, फाइनेंस होंगे, पर्सनल डिपार्टमेंट होंगे, ट्रेनिंग एंड डेवलपमेंट में भी ए पार्ट ऑफ पर्सनल. तो ये सारे डिपार्टमेंट के लिए मैं किस डिपार्टमेंट को कितना बजट एलोकेट करूंगा, विल टेक इट फ्रॉम देम एंड देन विल कंपाइल दैट. इसको बोलते हैं क्वांटिफाई करना. एंड जनरली वी टेक इट फ्रॉम दैट डिपार्टमेंट ओनली. जब मैं सेंट्रली बैठा हुआ हूं अकाउंट्स डिपार्टमेंट में फॉर एन एग्जांपल, then we try to get it from various department and then we try to quantify it, try to measure it कि क्या सही रहेगा क्या नहीं रहेगा. then we try to monitor it कि ये ठीक रह रहा है नहीं रह रहा है. सो जैसे मैंने आपको बोला, बहुत सारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में 3 मंथ में उसको रिव्यू होता है, किसमें ज्यादा हो गया किसमें कम हो गया, एंड देन दे ट्राई टू रिवाइज इट. एंड इट शुड बी ensured that in an organization, जो अच्छे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन होते हैं, if you are fulfilling the budget or if you are able to reduce the cost of the organization, then maybe some performance reward also is given. And this is typically, applicable to the corporate world, where we see that many times the reward is given for, achieving the budget or doing various measures so that, some amount can be saved for the organization without compromising the quality, right? So this is some of the essential steps how to prepare it. If I talk about objective, very three major objective three, and this is known as PCD. PCD, major objective. If I talk about planning, that is synchronization with all, controlling what we have prepared and what is the actual, what is the difference and how this difference can be met out, and then direction, giving direction so that we can achieve the objective. So objective, you can write down these three words: PCD, planning, controlling, and directing. Now, budgetary control. Budget already we told. Budgeting we have also come to know. Now there is another term known as budgetary control. So when you will be writing down these words, be very careful what exactly this means. When we are talking about budgetary control, it's an overall activity. Preparation of budget, ensuring that whatever we are preparing, we are achieving that. So everything will be coming into the main activities about the budget. So it involves establishment of budget, the comparison between actual and budget, then the revision, then fixation of the responsibility if there is any failure. If there is any failure, it has to be linked with somebody, some personnel, so that it can be identified. In budgetary control, you need to ensure that you are in control of the situation, control of the overall situation. Okay, na? I can give you an example of, just say for an example, a lot of people watches cricket matches. T20 ka cricket ho raha hai, for an example. So if you have 5 bowlers, which bowler is bowling how many overs? So you have quantified, you have planned, and accordingly there may be some flexibility. Kis koi अच्छे bowling नहीं कर रहा है, maybe some other bowler you have to rope in. But overall, a captain, vice captain has to control the activity. So overall, जो budgeting department है, they basically control the overall activities, revision करना, or if there is any failure. होते हैं ना, कोई some bowler is not bowling well consistently, continuously. अभी तो नहीं है from Indian perspective, but अगर ऐसा होता है, then you need to replace it, or you need to find out who is the person who is responsible for it. So reward at the same time, fixation of responsibility for failure. Both the things is there. So when you're talking about budgetary control, it's the overall process. ठीक है? Flexibility, finding out the actual budget with the budget we have prepared, coordination with all department, providing a benchmark. So you can easily think from your mind that what can be the objective of budgetary control. Okay. So accordingly, you can write down few points and understand it. And if you have to write down in the examination, you can write down also. Some advantage and some limitation. Can somebody tell some advantages and limitation, please, from you, without seeing this part? क्या एडवांटेज हो सकता है बजट करने का? बजटरी कंट्रोल का क्या एडवांटेज है? क्यों करें हम इसको? हर एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन करते हैं, आपको पता है, छोटे से छोटे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन भी करते हैं, छोटे से छोटे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन भी करते हैं, फर्म्स करते हैं, सोसाइटी करते हैं, LLPs करते हैं. बोलिए.
With budget, regarding income, we can give how much income we can earn from the project. So we are giving upper cap. So beyond that, we have to earn. In the case of expenses, we are putting lower cap, sir. So below that only we have to expend. Otherwise, we have to compare with the budget. How much compare with the projections to actual, we can compare, sir.
Okay, but absolutely fine, Mr. Sai. What advantage? इसका क्या advantage है? What is the advantage we are getting by doing that? If one or two terms you can tell.
We can control the work done by the staff, sir. Otherwise, there will be no control on the staff working. They can do as they like.
Okay, don't go after the staff straight away. Controlling of your overall activity. Personal to will come later on. but you are trying to control the overall activity. So controlling on expenditure, okay, and increase the income if you're talking about the income budget.
Yes, in case of income, you have to increase. In case of expenditure, you have to reduce, sir. That is the purpose of
Without
budget.
compromising the quality.
Yes,
What you
yes.
have got. Very good. Very good point. So one point is clear.
Sir, it improve our efficiency.
Efficiency. Very good. Yes, overall efficiency will be increased. Very good point.
और
Any
देख
other?
सकते हैं कि हमने जो तय किया था, स्टैंडर्ड सेट किया था, उससे कितना आगे पीछे हो रहे हैं, स्टैंडर्ड
हाँ।
से डेविएट हो रहे हैं या नहीं हो रहे हैं।
हाँ, आप ये मेजर कर सकते हो कि आप वेयर यू आर, आप कहाँ पे हैं, आप मेजर कर सकते हैं। ठीक है ना? मॉक टेस्ट पेपर देते हैं ना आप लोग, मॉक टेस्ट पेपर में आपको पता लगता है कि हाउ इज योर प्रिपरेशन। सो बजट में भी हमें पता लगता है कि हाउ वी आर डूइंग इट।
जी सर।
Any other? Swati is unable to speak due to some technical issues. Okay, fine, Swati. Any other? Bhumika? Bhumika, you want to speak something? Advantage mein. One another point which Sai has spoken is that people should be cost aware. He was talking about stop. So basically it's the cost awareness or consciousness that he was talking. So these are the advantages, some of the advantages. You may not be knowing all, may not be writing all, but these are some of the advantages. And need not to really mug up, just understand, you will be able to write. What can be the limitation? क्या इसमें नेगेटिव क्या हो सकता है? एक दो चीजें कोई बता सकते हो?
सर एक्सपेंसिव होता है, एडिशनल कॉस्ट है, और एस्टिमेट से सारी चीजें होती है, फोरकास्ट और एस्टिमेट से, तो रियलिटी से डेविएट कर जाती है।
Okay, reality may not be matching with the estimates. Fine. So it's an estimate. तो reality में हो सकता है. Bhumika, if you can speak, please.
The project may not go forward if actually the crossing the budgeted limits, sir. Then it is restricting the movement of the production further.
Yes, and management will be very, 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 what I will say, careful that this expenses we are.
So they cannot go forward if the issue is going beyond the budgeted level. Either income means less means they will not go forward. Expense means beyond that expense if they are doing means they cannot go forward. They have to, they are hesitate to continue the project. That will harm the production.
Correct. And budget is a cumbersome activity. इसमें क्या होता है, frankly speaking, when budget department try to control the other departments, there may be chances of colliding one person with another person. So a lot of cooperation is required. But that's the way organization function. If you talk about a car, there are many parts of the car. Okay, and car only can run that then when there is a proper coordination with everything, right? And time consuming. Yes, it's an effort which requires time, but इसका benefit बहुत है. So that's why we put a lot of time, and budgeting is a very important activity of any organization. है ना? Very, very important activity. Anybody want to add advantage on this disadvantage or limitation? I think we have covered few points. Anybody want to add anything? Okay, fine, no problem. I think more or less we have covered. Now let's talk about preparation of budget. This already we know that preparation of budget, basically we appoint some controller. He is the person basically who basically control everything. What are the various key budget factors that also we decide? Then we prepare a budget manual. We write down that how the budget is to be prepared. And then budget help in diversification. Yes, absolutely correct. You will know your position. You will know your position, and then if you want to go to some other way areas, you can go also. Then standard of the activity or output, that also you can prepare in the budget. Different kind of budget. I hope you are noting all these things, because very precisely this is given. Capacity wise, there are two kind of budget. Can you tell me what are the two kind of budget without seeing the presentation? Capacity wise.
Sir, fixed and flexible.
Fixed and flexible. Very good. And हमारे लिए कौन सा ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है?
Sir, flexible.
When I started the class, I told you variable cost varies with the production and fixed cost does not vary with it. So ये हमारे लिए बहुत important है, flexible budget. Then functional budget. Functional budget में क्या क्या आता है वो बताता हूं मैं आपको. Master budget, which is a combination of all the budget, and time में हमारे पास जो budget होता है long term, short term और current budget. कोई बता सकते हैं मेरे को कि ये जो आपका लॉन्ग टर्म बजट है ये कैसे होता है, क्या होता है, शॉर्ट टर्म में क्या होता है और करेंट में क्या होता है. फंक्शनल में सारे बजट इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बजट, एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट. ये सारे आपके कहां पे आ जाएंगे? ये फंक्शनल के अंदर आ जाएंगे. यहाँ पे 13, 14, 15, 16 आपके फंक्शन के ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा. जितना फंक्शन उतना बजट. और टाइम, करंट, शॉर्ट टर्म और लॉन्ग टर्म, ये तीन बजट आपके पास आएंगे. करंट जो शॉर्ट पीरियड के लिए नॉर्मली 3 मंथ, 6 मंथ, 1 ईयर. शॉर्ट टर्म भी 1 to 3 ईयर एंड लॉन्ग टर्म जिसमें मोर देन 3 ईयर की हम बात करते हैं. सो टाइम पीरियड वाइज ऑल्सो वी कैन प्रिपेयर द बजट. फिक्स्ड बजट, फ्लेक्सिबल बजट मैंने आपको बताया था. फिक्स्ड में आपका जो कंडीशन है इट विल बी रिमेनिंग यस भूमिका. लॉन्ग टर्म बजट्स आर फॉर द लॉन्ग टर्म प्रोजेक्ट्स, जो आपके लंबे प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं जो लंबे टाइम में चाहेंगे उनके लिए हैं. और फ्लेक्सिबल बजट में वी डिफरेंशिएट बिटवीन वेरिएबल कॉस्ट, फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट एंड सेमी वेरिएबल कॉस्ट, एंड देन वी डिसाइड दैट how the flexible budget is going to be. Because हमारे पास जो production level होता है ना, we take 100% as the production level. लेकिन always 100% is not possible. So 60% capacity में what will be our budget? 70% में कितना होगा? 90% में कितना होगा? Because you will be operating as per your demand. I think somebody in the beginning only told about demand and supply. So according to your demand, you need to produce. And according to your level of activity, you need to prepare a budget, which is known as flexible budget. These differences you can see in the material also. 4 or 5 differences. Any question? Somebody was trying to ask a question. Sudarshan, you want to ask something? Anybody want to ask anything? Because now we'll be doing a question of May 2024. सितंबर में भी बजट का एक क्वेश्चन आया था, but since the suggested answer is going to be there very soon, so I have not taken that question, and once the suggested answer is hosted, then we'll be taking that question as well in some of the next session. This is of May 2024, which I am going to discuss. Before that, any question? ये क्वेश्चन फ्लेक्सिबल बजट का है. ओम क्लियर, भूमिका क्लियर, ओके. किसी को कुछ क्वेश्चन? एनीबडी इज हैविंग एनी क्वेश्चन? सुनील, स्वाति, सुदर्शन, श्रीनी, पृथ्वीराज. Okay. Fine. Shall we start the question then? Mayank, everything is fine? Yes? Okay, fine. My colleague CA Mayank Jain is also there. Who is a faculty of this subject, cost and management accounting, as well as financial management. Fine. Shall we start the question? Ready. Very good. All are giving the message that they are ready. Fine. So here is the question of May 2024. If you can read it very, very quickly and note down some of the points which you think is important, we'll solve the question. कुछ तो हम यहीं पे लिखेंगे, इसी में लिखेंगे. If required, we will write few things in the notepad. Are you reading? Yes. Okay. Take 2 minutes to read it, and then we'll underline and then we'll solve. आप सब लोग मेरे साथ सॉल्व करना है इसको, ठीक है? सो एक क्वेश्चन का प्रैक्टिस अभी की अभी हो जाएगा. We will practice this question now only. Right? So 60% capacity.
Sir, here variable cost is 306 and fixed cost is 54, sir.
Okay, we'll calculate this. Thank you for your advanced calculation. We'll calculate all these things, but let us understand the question also for everybody's. Maybe you have gone through the question. Okay. So first, 60% capacity and produces 12,000 units. My simple question to all of you is, I am not going through the further question for an example. I want to know from all of you what is the capacity of the organization, 100% capacity of the organization.
20,000. 20,000, sir.
20,000 all? Okay. So how we have calculated? 12,000
12,000 divided by 60%.
into 100, right? So 20,000 or divided by 60%, that is 20,000. Very good. Now, my second question is that management is thinking to increase the working capacity either to 70% or 90%. So 70% में कितना production होगा? How much production will be there in 70% and how much will be there in 90%? If you can please tell me.
14,000 and 18,000.
70 and so 70 में कितना बताया? How much?
14,000, sir.
14,000 and 90 में?
18,000.
Very good. Fine. It is estimated that at both the level, it will be able to sell all the production unit. ये बहुत important है. This is very important. because production is in your hand. Maybe you can increase the capacity and you can produce more, but at the same time you should be able to sell it. अगर नहीं कर पाते तो क्या होगा? If we are unable to sell the full production, क्या होता है उसमें? क्या हो सकता है? What can be the consequences?
लॉस होगा, क्लोजिंग स्टॉक बचा रहेगा.
Come again, एक बार और बोलिए.
सर लॉस होगा और क्लोजिंग स्टॉक बचा रहेगा.
Okay. Anybody else?
Profit will less.
Directly there may not be any impact on profitability as such, but your fund on production will be blocked because your stock will increase. Okay. And high level of stock is not a very good sign for the organization. In one of the car company, I can take the name also, Tata Indica. There was one car introduced by Tata. So in one of the year, there was a huge amount of stock. Okay. So any organization having a huge amount of stock is not a good sign because you are unable to sell that, and that means your fund is unnecessarily blocked. Fine, good. So here the organization will be able to sell it. So 14,000, 18,000, both they can produce and they can sell it also. But what are the other condition? At 70% capacity, please note, what is happening in 70% capacity? Cost of raw material increases by 4%. How much?
8 rupees, sir.
4%. Okay. Rupee wise will come. Yeah. Material, if you talk about 4%, that means 8 rupees. Fine. But we'll come to that. Selling price falls by 3%. What is the selling price now?
400.
400.
So if it goes down 3%, then it will be how much?
388.
388. Very good. Good. So we have taken care of 70% capacity. What is happening in 90% capacity?
Material 10 rupees, sir. 190.
Material 5%, because 5% we have to apply here. So 10 rupees.
210.
Yeah, 210. It will be 210, but 10 rupees is the increase. And selling price fall by 4%. So selling price
384. 384.
384. All of you have calculated?
Yes, sir.
That's the normal calculation we are doing, and we have to do it in a split of seconds. Split of seconds तो नहीं, लेकिन 1-1.5 मिनट में आपका ये सारा कैलकुलेशन हो जाएगा. ठीक है, छोटे छोटे कैलकुलेशन करके फिर एक बार शुरू करो, देन आप देखना कि क्वेश्चन कैसे आराम से हो जाता है. ओके. 60% कैपेसिटी प्रोडक्शन कॉस्ट इज 360. ये 360 का मेरे ख्याल से ब्रेकअप है. दिस इज 360 ओनली, है ना? So this is the breakup, and unit sales price already we know. ये breakup है. ये जो this breakup के अंदर आपको what you have to see in breakup of cost, material, whether it is a variable cost or fixed cost, beta?
Variable cost.
Variable cost. Labor, whether it is a variable cost or fixed cost?
Variable cost.
Variable cost, no doubt about that. In factory overhead, there is a part which is variable and there is a part which is fixed. Please listen me before speaking anything.
Fixed, sir.
Just a moment, please. That's why I told you listen before speaking. Here, this kind of cost are known as semi-variable cost. What? Semi-variable cost. In semi-variable cost, there is a fixed part and there is a variable part. Okay. Variable part you calculate in unit. Please remember my statement. Variable cost you please calculate in rupees per unit. And fixed cost you may calculate in amount. Is it clear to you or not? First of all, you tell me what I'm trying to tell. Is it clear? Repeating, variable cost to be calculated per unit and fixed cost to be calculated in amount. Clear? Very good. So at present, I am calculating only the variable cost per unit. Please let me know what is the variable cost per unit. Here in factory overhead,
30 rupees, sir.
30 rupees. No rocket science, sir. Very easy. 30 rupees. Administrative selling, variable cost only.
16 rupees.
60.
16.
One six, sir.
Yes. Because 60% is fixed, so that means 40% is variable. So 40% of 40, that is 16. So what is the variable cost? Now we have got, and then we'll calculate the fixed cost later on as well. And then we'll move. There is a reason I am not calculating the fixed cost at present. Please keep in mind, fixed cost will be fixed irrespective of your level of activity. Whether it is 60%, 70%, 80%, 90%, does not really matter, because fixed cost once finalized will be fixed throughout the level of activity, any level of activity.
Variable 306, sir.
Fine. So now you do one thing, you prepare a format. If it is possible for you to do it in a rough sheet, if you can prepare a format, can you do it? You have notebook with you right now?
Yes, sir.
सब लोग जो कर रहे हो, आप लोग नोटबुक लेके बैठो. Please keep a notebook with you. Okay. Now let's prepare a format like this. What I want, simple. आप scribble कर सकते हो, इतना अच्छे से format बनाने की जरूरत नहीं है. 60% per unit amount, 70% per unit amount, 90% per unit amount. ये 12,000 unit already you have calculated, 14,000 unit already you have calculated, 18,000 unit already you have calculated. आप फॉर्मेट बनाओ पहले. फर्स्ट यू प्रिपेयर द फॉर्मेट, देन विल सॉल्व द क्वेश्चन. यू विल सॉल्व द क्वेश्चन, आई विल नॉट सॉल्व. यू विल सॉल्व द क्वेश्चन, आई विल हेल्प यू. What was your capacity, 100% capacity, you remember?
Yes, sir, 20,000.
Your 100% capacity, please don't forget your 100% capacity. Okay. Why I'm telling you probably is understanding now. First, we will concentrate only on variable cost. Okay. Sales, already we have calculated. So this you have done. Up to this you have done. Yes or no? जो चार लोगों ने yes बताया, but I want to know from all.
Yes, sir, इतना हो गया.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Fine. So I think most of you have already done it. So first thing we'll do, we'll write down sales. Okay. What is the amount? What is the per unit sale at this level, at the current level? कितना था per unit?
400, sir. 400.
Per unit 400. और यूनिट कितना है? यूनिट कितना है?
12,000.
12,000 मल्टीप्लाई करो कितना होता है? If you multiply, what will be the amount?
48 lakh. 48 lakh.
48 lakh. 70% when was your production level? The sales price was dropped by
380.
4% and it was 380. So you write down 380 here. 380 you multiplied with 14,000. कितना होता है?
64 lakh 32,000.
हाँ, कैलकुलेट करना है, देखना नहीं है.
Sir, calculation.
हाँ, सबके लिए कह रहा हूँ. आई एम टेलिंग इट टू एवरीबडी बिकॉज क्वेश्चंस की ऑडिट नहीं करना है आपको. अगर अच्छे से ऑडिट करना है आफ्टर बिकमिंग सीए तो क्वेश्चन की ऑडिट नहीं करना है, क्वेश्चन करना है. यू हैव टू कैलकुलेट द क्वेश्चन. ओके, in fact if the solution is given then also you try to calculate and try to do it. Calculation is very important. So this amount also we have got 90% drop down by 5%. This will be 384 and 384 multiplied by 18,000 will be 69 lakh 12,000. I am putting an underline into it. Sales is over. Any doubt in sales?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sai, Miss Kiran,
No, sir.
Vika,
Clear, sir.
Om
Clear,
Prakash,
sir.
Prithviraj, Srini, Sudarshan, many other. Swati, Sunil, Uday. Thank you all for joining. I can see lot of students has joined and a lot of enthusiasm. We are all doing the question together. That's very good. So fine, all of you have done. Very good. So sales part is clear. Now we'll take the variable cost. So I have given a heading variable cost. Presentation should be little better. Okay. Presentation means writing this way. And this may be in a table you can do it, but this part if you are writing in this way, this will look good. So variable cost, you can underline the variable cost. First, direct material we have calculated. Direct material per unit we have calculated. At present, variable cost kitna hai? Direct material is how much?
200. Sir.
So 200. Then at 70%, what was the material cost?
That's 280. 208.
200 plus 8. So 208. Then at 90%, it was 200 plus 10. Anybody is having any problem in understanding? This already we have calculated here. No. Okay. So 210. Total, I am not doing it now. I am just putting per unit. I am just filling this column. Total, I will tell you to do. Then only you can do. So 200, 208 and 210. Direct wages. Labor परेशान नहीं करता है. Labor does not travel anybody. So here the labor per unit is same. 60, 60 and 60. So you put 60, 60 and 60. Variable factory overhead was how much? Per unit we have already calculated per unit. Here you can see. And administration and selling overhead variable part was how much?
16.
16. So 30 you write down everywhere on your all three situation. 16 also you write down everywhere. And can you please make the total of this? This चारों फिगर का टोटल कर सकते हैं in all three situation. देखना नहीं है, करना है आपको. At 60% level, how much?
306.
306 is the total variable cost. 70% में?
314 and 316.
316. Okay. Got it? First, you please multiply this 306 into 12,000. Yes, Bhumika, correct. First, 306 into 12,000.
So 36,72,000.
Very easy. Oh, okay, very good. Then you add all these four. This is coming 314. You 314 multiplied by 14,000. This amount will come. The next total is 316. If you multiplied with 18,000, this amount will come. Is it coming? What
Yes,
is
sir.
written there?
Yes, sir. 43,96,000.
Bhumika, correct. %90 wala, you have to send it now. Is it coming 56,88,000?
Sir.
Now you can do, maybe some of you have already done it. Now you can do 200 into 12,000, you can write down here. 16 to 12,000, you can write down here. 13 to 12,000, you can write down here. 16 into 12,000, you can write down here. Then you try to add these four and see whether this amount is coming or not. Why I am telling you to do this? Because in the examination hall itself, you will be able to find whether your solution is correct or not. So पहले हमने क्या किया? वेरिएबल कॉस्ट की टोटल पर यूनिट निकाल के मल्टीप्लाई किया हमने प्रोडक्शन यूनिट से. We will get total variable cost in all three situations, and then individually we have calculated the variable cost, we have added it, and then we have got the total variable cost. If done, please let me know. Agar first part, if the first part is done, please let me know. Only variable cost. So I am removing it. If you see here, the summary is given: material, labor, factory overhead, total cost, selling price at 70%, 4% increase, 3% fall in selling price, cost of material 5% increase at 90%, selling price fall above 80%. There is a cost known as advertisement cost. अभी उसको देखेंगे हम. So variable cost is clear. All students who are attending, whether the variable cost calculation and sales calculation is clear, crystal clear to all of you.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Very good. Now let us calculate fixed cost. Fixed cost, how many fixed costs is there? First of all, you let me know.
2, sir.
2 fixed costs is there. In fact, out of the semi-variable cost, we have got part of fixed cost. Factory overhead, 30 per unit is the fixed cost. Here, 30 per unit. What was the unit of production we have got? Total 100%. So total fixed cost for total fixed factory overhead is how much?
3,60,000.
Very good. Have all of you understood how this 3,60,000 has come?
Yes, sir.
30 per unit, you have to multiply it with the 100% capacity. Here many students goes wrong. They multiply with the individual level of activity. Then it will become variable cost only. Fixed cost does not vary, does not depend on the unit of level of production. So 20,000 unit, that's why we calculated in the beginning. I asked first question that what is the 100% capacity, and you have calculated this. So 20,000 into 30 is how much? 3,60,000. Now, what is the fixed part of administration and selling overhead?
16 rupees.
Sir, not 20,000, sir. This fixed cost is based on 12,000 units, sir. So it will come up 12,000 into 30, sir.
Oh, I'm talking about 12,000, the current level.
Yes, sir. 20,000 will not come here, sir.
No. 20,000 is the 100% capacity. Yes, 12,000. Current level only you have to calculate. You have to calculate the current level and you have to continue. Absolutely.
Yes.
Fine. Good. Very good. So 12,000 into
30.
30, that is 3,60,000. And then 12,000 into 16, that is how much?
2,88,000.
Is it clear to all of you? So you need to calculate the fixed cost at current level of activity. And then whatever the figure you will get, you will be carrying on with the figure. So how much we have got? Factory overhead how much? 3,60,000. And admin and selling how much?
6,48,000.
Total is not that important. So 3,60,000 and 2,80,000. What I will request you, the same amount you put it here. There will be no change.
But in last above 80%, we have to add 20,000.
That will do. That will do later on. So 3,60,000, 3,60,000, 3,60,000, 2,88,000, 2,88,000, 2,88,000. Correct? Now in the question it is written, we have read up to this. In the question it is written, additional advertisement cost of rupees 20,000 to be incurred for selling the product above 80% capacity. So if the production capacity is above 80%, then there will be a advertisement cost of 20,000. So here, which is above 80%? In तीनों में, which is above 80%?
90%.
So when you will be considering the 90%, then there will be an additional cost of 20,000. So that we have written here. Now, can you please calculate the total fixed cost?
$648,000, 6,48,000, 6,68,000.
648, 648, 668. Any doubt anybody is having? So, any doubt first of all in fixed cost calculation? In variable cost calculation, in sales calculation, so far whatever we have done, any doubt? No doubt. Okay, all of you have said no doubt. So at 60% level, your sales was how much?
48 lakh.
48 lakh. What was your variable cost?
$36,72,000.
So sales minus variable cost will be what?
Contribution.
Contribution.
So your contribution will be 11 lakh 20. What is your fixed cost?
648.
So fixed cost minus, sorry, Contribution minus fixed cost will be how much?
4,80,000
That will be what?
profits.
Profit.
So sales minus variable cost, contribution minus fixed cost is your profit. So profit for 60% level we have got. Can you calculate the profit at 70% level as well as 90% level?
That's
Yourself.
388 and 556.
May please calculate all. So 60% level profit is 4,80,000. 70% level. Have you calculated 70% level? Bhumika has calculated. Others?
Yes, sir. 388,000.
3,88,000. Sudarshan, you have calculated. Srini, Prithviraj, Sunil, Swati, Om, Uday, Aradhya, Aradhana. Okay, very good. Now, what we have observed? Any observation? 60% level, what was the profit?
4,80,000, sir.
And at 70% level, what is the profit?
3,88,000.
Why? You have increased your production, you have increased your sale, and your profit has gone down.
वेरिएबल कॉस्ट ज्यादा हो रहा है ना
वेरिएबल कॉस्ट ज्यादा हो गया चलिए ठीक है वेरिएबल कॉस्ट में क्या ज्यादा हुआ है आपका मटेरियल कॉस्ट इंक्रीज हुआ है
जी सर
और एनी अदर रीजन चलो थोड़ा और आगे चलते हैं 90% को भी ले लेते हैं लेट्स टेक 90% ऑल्सो आई विल वांट कमेंट फ्रॉम यू because your comment will show that whether you have understood the question or not. At 90% capacity, what is your sale? Sales
69,12,000.
Huh? Sales amount?
69,12,000.
69,12,000. Very good. What is your variable cost? What is your variable cost?
56,88,000.
56,88,000. What is your contribution?
12,24,000.
12,24,000. Your fixed cost is maximum at 90% level. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Because advertisement cost has increased. Why this advertisement cost has increased, by the way? ऐसे
To improve the sale.
पेपर से को मन किया तो उसने लिख दिया ऐसा तो नहीं है ना कुछ रीजन हो सकता है Any
To
reason?
improve the sales.
Yes, because you have increased your production capacity so high to 90% level, and as I told you that you cannot have stock too much stocks in your store. So to increase the sale, you have increased this advertisement cost also. Very good point. So 90% at 90% capacity, your fixed cost is maximum, and your fixed cost is 6,68,000. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
What is your profit at 90% level?
5,56,000.
What has happened? 70% level, your profit is, so graph, if we talk about the graph, this has gone down and this has gone up. Am I correct or not?
सर इसकी सेलिंग प्राइस कम हो गई है ना 70 लेवल पे 70%.
सेलिंग प्राइस तो कम 90% में भी हुआ है
तो वॉल्यूम बढ़ गया.
वॉल्यूम बढ़ गया और कुछ
Margin was reduced, sir.
मार्जिन ऑफ
Profit reduced.
margin of profit reduced. Okay.
Due to increase of production, contribution was gone down, sir, stage by stage.
Contribution
94, 74, 68, sir.
Contribution has gone down, correct? First, you think in this way. Compare 60 to 70%. I think Prithviraj and few other is absolutely correct. They are writing the messages. I'm able to see it. Obviously, they are unable to speak probably. From 60% to 70%, your sales has gone down drastically to 388. 400 to 388. There is a difference of how much rupees per unit? 12 rupees per unit. Correct? Am I correct or not? Yes. Okay. Your variable cost has increased by 8 rupees. So number one, your sales unit has gone down. Number two, your variable cost has gone up. This two resulted in reduction of contribution. Some of you have told very correctly. This contribution has reduced. And as a result of that, your profit is also reduced. Now let's see what happened to the 90% scenario. 90%, mind you, 70% and 90%, the sales volume increased by 20%. What was the sale unit here, beta?
4 rupees reduced, sir.
No, sales unit I am talking about. Sales unit. What was
18,000.
14,000. It has increased by 4,000. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So lot of sales has increased. And contribution per unit has not decreased that much. Contribution per unit has decreased only by 6. Have you understood my point?
Yes, sir.
Earlier contribution reduced by 20. Can you see it here? 94 and 74. So contribution has taken a dip. Now contribution is reduced by a very small margin. Okay. So contribution reduced by a small margin, but sales increased a lot. Sales volume I am talking about. Okay. So combination of these two has resulted that your contribution is maximum in 90% capacity. I am talking about contribution in amount. Am I clear? And since the contribution in amount is very high, कितना हाई है? 11,28,000 था, अब कितना है? Almost 1 lakh. In fact, exactly बताऊं तो 96,000. 96,000 increased contribution. Contribution means what? Pure profit. Even though there is an increase in the advertisement cost of 20,000, वो कोई matter नहीं करता. 20,000 we have catered very easily. Because our contribution increased by 96,000, less than 20,000, that means my profit has increased by 76,000. इन दोनों का difference देखो जरा कितना है? For 480 और 556 का कितना difference है? What is the difference? $76,000. Exactly that what I am trying to tell it to you. Okay. So what was the second question? Offer your comments regarding the increase in the capacity based on profit calculated. So what will be your advice? What will be your comment? What will be your advice?
Sir, we should operate at 90%.
Yeah, your advice should be that 70% capacity is not at all advisable. काम भी ज्यादा कर रहे हो, सैलरी कम मिल रहा है, वो तो होना नहीं चाहिए ना. You have increased your production level and your profit has gone down. That is not advisable. Am I correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Production increase करने से आपका बाकी काम भी increase होता है, sale भी करना होगा. So if you are increasing the production, if you are increasing the sale, there should be some advantage to the organization. या तो कोई गवर्नमेंट की ऑर्डर हो, जैसे मार्जिनल कॉस्टिंग में होता है. Export offer has come. Government offer has come. Some grants will be given. So yes, you all are correct that at present, seeing the scenario, it is advisable, it is recommended that the factory should operate at 90% capacity level. Correct? So this is the overall solution. And presentation आप देखो मैंने कैसे किया है. Presentation, what I have done is very clear. फिक्स कॉस्ट का पर यूनिट दिखाने की जरूरत नहीं है. मैं आपको बताता हूं जहां पे आप लोग गलती करते हो, इसकी जरूरत ही नहीं है. कैलकुलेशन पता नहीं क्या करोगे. एक बार कैलकुलेट करो एट करंट लेवल एंड सेम फिक्स कॉस्ट यू कैरी. कुछ नहीं करना है, एक बार कैलकुलेट करना है. हियर यू कैलकुलेट पर यूनिट फर्स्ट एंड देन टोटल एंड देन फिर इसका टोटल करके देखो. एक बार में आपका क्वेश्चन की कैलकुलेशन चेक हो जाएगा, whether you are calculating it correctly or not. And if 8 marks is given, you should be able to fetch 8 out of 8. There is no scope. Calculation to be correct, आपको कैलकुलेटर लगाना है बस, सिंपल. And then this is the presentation, ideal presentation you can have. And this is the flexible budget, flexible expenses budget. We have done it here. Okay. And this is probably the most important type of question which is expected at this level, intermediate level. Expected means it doesn't mean that it will come in January. Okay. But normally we have seen many times that this kind of questions come in examination every now and then. But no prediction. Whatever may be the type of questions are there, at least एक question को आप बहुत अच्छे से समझिए along with your concept clarity, and then you practice the questions. एक में 4-5 question जो material में है आप practice कर लीजिए सारा. I don't think there is any scope, any chance that you will not be able to solve any question of this kind. So first you clear your concept 50, 60, 70%, then you practice it. आपका जो concept clarity है वो 90% में जाएगा, and then practice little bit more, practice RTPs, MTPs and everything, and your confidence will be also very high, and your correctness also, accuracy also will go high. So this is the simple formula of getting a success. Okay, any question you have? Do you have any question?
वेरिएबल कॉस्ट का यूनिट वाइज कैलकुलेट करके डायरेक्ट कंट्रीब्यूशन से कर दे तो नहीं होगा?
प्रेजेंटेशन आपका पूरा नहीं होगा. ये तो मैडम कैलकुलेटर है. कंट्रीब्यूशन आप कर सकते हो, कंट्रीब्यूशन कैलकुलेट भी कर सकते हो, बट ये कैलकुलेशन आपको दिखाना होता है. इट विल टेक 2 minutes. आप कैलकुलेटर प्रैक्टिस करो.
Sir, whether profit per unit to be required to be calculated or not?
Not necessary. Not necessary until unless it is asked in the examination. Not necessary, because fixed cost is not calculated per unit. Please remember. Fixed cost is, so if you want to calculate profit per unit, Mr. Sai Kiran,
Yes,
then 480 divided by 12,000 you have to do.
40 rupees it comes, sir.
40 rupees. That only you can show, but nothing here, please.
For 70% it comes to 27.71, sir.
Many times this point will come, so not necessary, but yes, if there is anything required in the question, if you show, there is no harm in it. Because here the question was on profitability, profit. Calculate the profits. So even if you show per unit, there is no harm in it. But
Okay.
make sure that your calculation is correct, because total amount is correct. Unit calculation has gone wrong. You never know what is going to happen, very frankly speaking.
Then fixed cost per unit will change, sir, for each level.
Fixed cost unit, please don't calculate. Never ever calculate fixed cost per unit, please. Only once calculate in the beginning and then finish it. उसको cold store में डाल दो. Put in the cold store fixed cost. You take the total amount and you carry forward with that. Otherwise, there will be error.
Okay.
And as I told you, many student does that error. Many. Number one, this amount does not match this variable cost amount. Okay. And number two, they try to manage the fixed cost per unit as well. Who practices less question, they do it. So if you practice little bit more question, you will never do it. Try to avoid the calculation part which is not necessary but can result into negative. Have you understood my point? जो आपके लिए जरूरी नहीं है कैलकुलेशन करना, लेकिन गलत होने से आपको नुकसान हो सकता है, उसको प्लीज आप अवॉइड करिए. अवॉइड हिंदी में क्या बोलेंगे? छोड़ दीजिए उसको, या और कोई मीनिंग हो सकता है, उसको मत करिए आप. If somebody can use a better Hindi word, that can be used as well. Okay. Because 2 marks deduction in each of the question will result in 10 marks difference. And suddenly you will feel that I was supposed to get this much and why I've got this much. I don't want to talk too much on examination. Let's focus on the academics. Understanding and then application. Understand the concept and then you practice. Nobody can stop you. No half-hearted effort. Full effort. Any other question? Okay. Any other question?
Sir, drawing lines is required or not, sir, in the examination?
Not required. Not required. Not essential. I should not be saying not required. Not essential.
But we can write figure down, one figure down.
Can write, but this lines is fine. This is very easy to do it. Take a scale and do it. And then in between, if you don't want to give, fine, no problem.
Okay.
Per unit amount will take few seconds only. Just take a scale and draw it.
Vertical lines we can do it.
Vertical time you should, to differentiate the figure. But yes, sales, if you don't want to put an underline or something, it's fine, no problem. Okay. Any other question? I'll be taking a break. Okay, small break. You can also take. Don't go away too much. Okay, because we'll be discussing few other important questions only. I'll be discussing numerical questions only, and I want you to be there with notebook and pen, and let us solve few questions here itself. In the meantime, in the break, if you have some question or if you can curate some question, have some curiosity, don't hesitate to ask me after the break. Okay, so you can collect all of your queries, whatever doubt you have. I'll be happy to answer any queries from your side. Okay, shall we go for a small break then? You can also take a break, and we have some other question to do. And in the meantime, if you have any question, you get it ready. So after the break, I'll start with your question, whatever the question you have. And आप देख लो अपना माइक वगैरह अगर ठीक कर सकते हो, if you can make your mics. Okay, from our side it is clear, I think. Maybe some issue with from your side. So from other login or something, but don't go away. Okay. Right? Shall we come after break then, students? Okay. Right. इसको काउंट करो। Welcome back, all of you. And other people can also join in. Okay. Yes, I told you that if you have any question, any doubt in your mind related to this topic or any other area, within the subject, obviously, not other subject, then you can ask in the beginning, and then we'll be proceeding further.
सर एमपीपी का क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं?
Yes, ma'am.
सर केस सिनेरियो है फर्स्ट, उसमें हम लोगों ने 30,000 यूनिट सेल की है फॉरेन बायर को, बट हमने कैलकुलेशन किया है सब करने के 10,000 में, खुद समझ नहीं आ रहा है।
अच्छा, इसको मैं एक बार दिखाता हूँ, ठीक है। मतलब यूनिट की बात कर रहे हैं आप?
सर हमने 30,000 यूनिट सेल की फॉरेन बायर को, एमपीपी का क्वेश्चन है केस सिनेरियो का, और हमने जब प्रॉफिट फॉरगॉन फिक्स कॉस्ट सबका वो किया तो 10,000 यूनिट लेके किया, तो वहीं पर हमारा आंसर गलत हो जा रहा है, मतलब जो आंसर दिए उससे मैच नहीं कर रहा है।
नहीं, मेरे ख्याल से सही है ये क्वेश्चन, उसको
हाँ,
देखना पड़ेगा। आप एक बार
जी सर।
नहीं तो एक छोटा सा मेल भेज दीजिएगा, तो और नंबर देके, तो मिस्टर मयंक जो है वो आपसे बात कर लेंगे, वो बता देंगे कैसे होता है। बट क्वेश्चन सीम्स टू बी करेक्ट।
क्वेश्चन करेक्ट है सर, बट फिर जब 30,000 यूनिट देखी हमने, तो जब उसकी प्रॉफिट का फॉरगॉन किया तो 30,000 यूनिट से लेने के बजाय 10,000 यूनिट से क्यों लिया गया?
वो हम आपको बता देंगे, आपको समझा देंगे।
जी सर।
उसमें
और
क्वेश्चन
सर
के अंदर चीजें दिया हुआ है, इंफॉर्मेशन दिया हुआ है, उसके हिसाब से हुआ है।
सर और लेबल वेरिएंस कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं, और उसमें एक्चुअल में स्किल्ड, सेमी स्किल्ड, अनस्किल्ड का बाइफिकेशन दिया है और स्टैंडर्ड में नहीं दिया है, तो कैसे कैलकुलेशन करेंगे?
इस बार का क्वेश्चन है।
सर हम तो
नहीं
ऐसे
कोई
डाउट
बात नहीं, मैं इतना तो टेक्निकली आपको बता देता हूँ। आई एम नॉट रेफरिंग दैट क्वेश्चन। मैम एक चीज बताओ, मैं आपको बताता हूँ सिंपल एग्जांपल, ठीक है। आपने घर पे ना फर्नीचर का काम करने के लिए आपने लेबर बुलाया, ठीक है। तो आपने सोचा होगा कि 10,000 की आपके लेबर कॉस्ट होंगे, ठीक है, उसके फर्नीचर के लिए। और उसमें ना दो मिस्त्री आए हुए हैं, 2 people हैज कम। एक जो है वो हेड मिस्त्री है, हु नोज द डिटेल ऑफ वर्किंग, टेक्निकली ही इज स्किल लेबर। और एक जो है उसको सपोर्ट करने के लिए, उसको माल सप्लाई करने के लिए चाहिए, ठीक है। सो ऑब्वियसली यू विल नॉट बी पेइंग इन द सेम रेट टू बोथ ऑफ देम,
हाँ हाँ, वो तो
है ना।
पता है सर।
तो स्किल वाले की रेट सेपरेट होगा, और जो सेमी स्किल्ड है या अनस्किल्ड है उसका रेट अलग होगा। तो आप जब कंपेयर करोगे ना, तो स्किल रेट को, फॉर एन एग्जांपल बता रहा हूं मैं, आपने 500 पर आवर दिया है, ठीक है, पर आवर, उसने 10 घंटे का काम किया है, तो 500 इंटू 10, उसका उसका 5,000 हो गया, ठीक है। और जो सपोर्टर है उसको आपने 200 करके आपने पैसे दिए हैं पर घंटा, और उसने 6 घंटे का सपोज काम किया है, तो उसका कितना हो गया? 1,200 हो गया। तो ये दोनों को जब ऐड करोगे ना, तो आपने कितना एक्चुअल पेमेंट किया वो आ जाएगा। आपने सोचा था आप
कंबाइन
10,
करके ही करेंगे ना, कंबाइन
आपने
करके ही
सोचा था आप
करेंगे।
10,000 देंगे, और आपने दिया है जो भी है 6,000, 7,000, 12,000, 15,000, और दोनों को कंपेयर कर लीजिए।
हाँ तो सर कंबाइन करके ही कर पाएंगे ना।
बिल्कुल कंबाइन करके ही
combine
करना होगा। जब हम पेमेंट करते हैं ना मैम, हम टोटल की बात करते हैं, तो हम कंबाइन करके ही करना है, और ये प्रैक्टिकली होता है। आप अगर स्टडी मटेरियल की क्वेश्चन नंबर 6 और क्वेश्चन नंबर 13 देखेंगे ना, उसमें भी ऐसे ही दिया हुआ है। क्वेश्चन नंबर 6 एंड 13 स्टडी मटेरियल में देखना आप, लेबर के अलग अलग रेट दिए हुए हैं एक्चुअल पेमेंट के, ठीक है। कभी कभी ना ऐसे डिसीव भी कर देते हैं आपको।
हाँ सर, उसमें टाइम चला जाता है।
हाँ मैम, सीए का एग्जामिनेशन है थोड़ा सा, तो ये चीजें होता है,
जी सर।
ठीक है।
थोड़ा सा
इसलिए
check
अपने
करके
लेवल को थोड़ा सा ऐसे करके जाओ, तो ये छोटे मोटे चीजें आपको हर बार होगा ऐसे जरूरी नहीं है,
हर बार
लेकिन
और ज्यादा ही टफ होगा, ये तो नहीं
ऐसा
होगा।
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है, ऐसा नहीं, वो सब मिथ है। एंड सो यू हैव टू बी प्रिपेयर्ड योरसेल्फ फॉर एनी काइंड ऑफ सिचुएशन, बट वो क्वेश्चन बिल्कुल ठीक था, और जब आप सजेस्टेड आंसर आएंगे तो आप
नहीं,
उसका
क्वेश्चन तो ठीक था, वो हमारा मुझे था कि हाउ शुड बी आई अप्रोच, मतलब
ये ऐसे
टोटल
ही करना
लेके
है,
वेरिएंसेस निकालिए।
ऐसे ही करना है, आपका टोटल करके ही करना है।
थैंक यू।
और अगर स्टैंडर्ड का भी आपका क्लासिफिकेशन देके रखते हैं ना, फिर आपको मिक्स वेरिएंस यील्ड वेरिएंस भी पूछते हैं, मिक्स और यील्ड तो पूछा नहीं आपसे।
नहीं पूछा।
हाँ, तो जरूरत ही नहीं है ना, फिर स्टैंडर्ड की क्लासिफिकेशन की जरूरत ही नहीं है। ठीक है, हालांकि हम लोगों के लिए बहुत आसान है, मे नॉट बी दैट इजी फॉर यू टू ग्रास्प दैट वे, बट दैट इज व्हाट एग्जामिनेशन इज ऑल अबाउट। ठीक है ना, दिस इज फॉर ऑल, whoever has joined, this message is for all of you. Okay. Now classification of on the basis of function, if you talk about, मैंने ये बीच में स्किप कर दिया था, आपने अगर क्लासिफिकेशन देखा था, एक मास्टर बजट मैंने बीच में छोड़ा था और एक मैंने छोड़ा था क्लासिफिकेशन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ फंक्शन। हियर सम बजट इज गिवन बट इट कैन बी इवन बियॉन्ड दिस। Sales, whatever may be the activity you have, accordingly you can prepare your functional budget. Whatever may be the function you have, name is functional budget, it is according to the function. So there may be sales budget, there may be production budget, there may be plant utilization budget, there may be material budget. Material में भी यूजेज और परचेस का आप अलग अलग कर सकते हो, फैक्ट्री ओवरहेड बजट, प्रोडक्शन बजट, cost of goods sold budget, cash budget, R&D budget, capital expenditure budget will depend what kind of function, what kind of activities you have, and accordingly you will prepare the budget on different areas. Okay. This is an example of few kind of budget. मैं थोड़ा सा इसको डिस्कस कर लेता हूं. If you can read this question. We may not be solving this because we have few other things to discuss, but if you can quickly read the question, I will tell you how to solve it. There are 4 quarters, you can see. Okay, sales is given in all 4 quarters. Opening stock of finished goods is given, and the company is expecting to maintain the closing stock of finished goods. The production pattern in each quarter is based on 80% of sales of current quarter. So current quarter का 80% लेना है आपको प्रोडक्शन में, when you are calculating production, और 20% किसका लेना है, नेक्स्ट क्वार्टर का लेना है. ओके, 80% current and 20% of the next quarter. The company maintains this 20% of sales of next quarter as closing stock of every quarter. Closing stock of every quarter, 20% of sales. वो next month में क्या हो जाएगा? It will become opening stock. Closing stock of one quarter will become the opening stock of the next. Beginning of the year में opening stock of raw material is given, and closing stock is also given at the end of the year, which is to be maintained as 5,000 kg. Each unit of finished goods require 2 kg of material. So 1 kg of finished goods require 2 kg of material. Okay, so this is basically the overall question. Now the company proposed to purchase the entire annual requirement. जितने भी इनके requirement है, entire annual requirement they want to purchase in the first 3 quarter, यानी कि last quarter में they don't want to purchase anything. Okay, so purchase of raw material पहले क्वार्टर में 30% खरीदना है, दूसरे क्वार्टर में 50% खरीदना है, और थर्ड में 20% खरीदना है. प्राइस इज पर केजी इज गिवन 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so value of opening stock of raw material in the beginning of the year is 20,000. beginning of the year में value of opening stock is given. हमें बहुत सारी चीजें करना है, but we'll try to prepare the production budget. Okay, this budget we'll try to prepare first, production budget, and then maybe we'll discuss that how to prepare other budget. So along with the question of flexible budget, there may be question on production budget, sales budget, purchase budget, etc., which are the part of the functional budget. So एक type of question क्या हो गया, flexible budget preparation हो गया. सेकेंड टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन आपका हो गया ये टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन जिसमें आपका डिफरेंट कॉम्बिनेशन परमुटेशन रहता है एंड उसके हिसाब से आपको प्रोडक्शन बजट, सेल्स बजट बना और परचेज बजट बनाना होता है. देन देयर कैन बी कैश बजट एंड देन देयर कैन बी रेशियो रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन जिसको हम कैपेसिटी रेशियो, एक्टिविटी रेशियो बोलते हैं. वो भी एक क्वेश्चन हम आपसे डिस्कस करेंगे. सो दीज आर द 4 टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन जनरली वी सी इन दिस पर्टिकुलर चैप्टर. सो प्रोडक्शन बजट शुरू कर सकते हैं. हैव यू अंडरस्टूड द क्वेश्चन?
Sir, this question is from study material, sir.
This question is not exactly from the study material. It has come in some of the exam also.
Sir, in the download, in the notes, you will upload, sir, this one.
This question you want to be uploaded?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
With solution, sir.
Solution we can do it right now also. Or okay, no problem. With solution also we'll do.
Okay, sir. Because in study mat it is not there, that's why I must.
Okay. This is a very, very nice question where a lot of concept is covered in the single. And we'll prepare 1 or 2 budget because we have to cover few other areas as well. So shall we start preparing the production budget? So while preparing the production budget, if you please prepare a format, yes, you are ready. Quarter, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, and total, if you can prepare. So this is where the particulars will write, and then 4 quarter you write. Done? Have you written? Have you written?
Yes, sir.
Sales 4 quarter, 30,000. Then first you write down sales of the 4 quarter already given in the question. You can see. First quarter 30,000, second quarter 37,500. Third quarter 41,250 and last is 45,000. Written?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now up to this you do it and then I will tell you one equation, one small equation. What is the relationship between anybody? सेल्स और प्रोडक्शन के बीच में क्या रिलेशन है? नॉर्मल रिलेशन. अगर प्रोडक्शन दिया हुआ है, सेल्स हम कैसे कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं? एंड इफ सेल्स इज गिवन, हाउ वी कैन कैलकुलेट प्रोडक्शन? एनीबॉडी? वेरी सिंपल.
Production less closing stock is.
So opening stock, closing stock is sales. Opening stock fine plus this, no doubt. Okay. Or sales plus closing stock is equal to opening stock plus production. I'm sure there is no doubt at all. But if you remember this, our problem is solved. Opening stock means how much unit already we have plus how much production we have done minus what is first, very quickly we can scribble what can working notes, but you need not to calculate in working notes. Can you please let me know that what is the overall production? यहाँ पे क्या
60,000.
anybody else? I'm asking sales is how much? ये चारों को ऐड करो जरा, सेल्स कितना आ रहा है? सेल्स कितना आ रहा है? 1,53,000. वेरी गुड. 1,53,750. सेल्स के साथ क्या ऐड करना होता है? अभी मैंने बताया आपको. सेल्स के साथ क्या ऐड करना होता है?
Closing stock.
क्लोजिंग स्टॉक. क्लोजिंग स्टॉक कितना है?
20% है परसेंटेज.
नहीं, क्लोजिंग स्टॉक तो दिया हुआ है मैडम. क्लोजिंग स्टॉक इज गिवन.
12,250.
एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट. 12,250. कितना होता है? नहीं स्वाति, योर प्रोडक्शन कैलकुलेशन इज रॉन्ग.
1,66,000 sir.
1,66,000. अभी रुक जाओ. Just
Let's open.
Wait, बेटा, wait. 1,60,000. Very good. Less क्या करेंगे? What will do less? Minus opening stock. अभी देखो ना. Here what we have done. Sales plus closing stock is equal to opening stock plus production. Okay. That means sales plus closing stock minus opening stock is equal to your production. So minus क्या करेंगे हम?
Opening stock.
1,60,000, 66,000 minus 6,000. That will be how much?
1,60,000.
Yes, Bhumika, you are correct now. 1,60,000. So please let me know what is my total production of the year. Total production of the year. Sai Kumar, now you can speak.
1,60,000.
1,60,000. Om, you are correct. 1,60,000. Correct. So we have got the calculation. Have you understood? But you remember, जब आपको याद रखना है, आपको क्या याद रखना है? Opening stock, whatever is in hand, plus production minus closing stock is your sales. Opening stock, कितना production किया, minus कितना रह गया, that is your sales. Is it clear? So by doing this process, we have got that पूरे साल में हमें production कितना करना है? How much production we need to do? We need to produce 1,60,000 unit. Now we'll do it quarter wise. Okay? Quarter wise जो हम कर रहे थे उसको quarter wise करते हैं. So sales is 30,000, 37,500, 41,250 and 45,000. Any doubt in these four figures? Any doubt? Nothing we have done. We have just taken the figure from the question and we have written here. Nothing else. Is it clear? Yes or no? Yes. Now they have said the production pattern. Pattern means how the production is done. Each quarter 80% of the sales of the current quarter. पहले तो ये कर लेते हैं. हर एक का 80%, हर एक क्वार्टर का 80%. इसका 80%, इसका 80%, इसका 80%, इसका 80%. करो जरा. ये फिगर आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है बताओ. Whether these figures are coming or not. Is it coming? Please calculate and then let me know. 80% of the sales of the current quarter. That is your production. हम देखेंगे, we'll check whether this figure is matching with our calculation or not. Is it clear? 24,000, 30,000, 33,000, 36,000. What is the next line? 20% of the sales of the next quarter. %20 of the sales of the next quarter.
Fourth quarter, we have to give balancing figures, sir.
That is what I was supposed to ask you. So first one, can you take 20% of 37,500 here, please? Have you taken?
Yes, sir. 7,500.
Can you take 20% of this figure here, please?
8,250.
Can you take the 20% of this figure, please?
9,000.
9,000. Then, can you add this two figure, please? Can you add this two figure? Can you add this two figure? Can you add this two figure? Done? Have you done it? It's coming 31,500, 38,250 and 42,000. Am I correct or not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What was our total production? What was our total production?
1 lakh.
Either you write or you speak, please. Don't be silent.
1 lakh.
What was our total production? We have calculated here.
1,60,000.
Very good. 1,60,000. And what is the total of these three?
1,11,750.
Total of these three. 1,11,750. So that means production for the fourth quarter is 1,60,000 minus 1,11,000. How much you told?
48,250.
No, ma'am. What is the total of these three?
Sir, 11,000.
1,11,000.
750. 750, sir.
750. So you reduce it, you will get fourth quarter production of 48,250. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Am I correct? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Only 4 yes. I want all yes. Good. Now we have got many more. Now, can you please tell me what is the 20% of the sales of the next quarter? How we will getting? 48,250 minus 36,000. How much? 12,250. Can somebody please tell me what is the sales of the next year first quarter? What is the sales of the next year first quarter? नेक्स्ट ईयर के फर्स्ट क्वार्टर के सेल कितने हैं? वेरी गुड. Komalpreet and few others also has calculated. What is the sales of the next quarter? Only 2% has answered, Om and Komalpreet. What is about others? नेक्स्ट ईयर के फर्स्ट क्वार्टर की सेल क्वेश्चन में नहीं है, बट आई वांट टू आस्क यू. नेक्स्ट ईयर के फर्स्ट क्वार्टर की सेल्स नहीं है. Sai Kiran has answered. Correct. 20% is equal to 12,250. Am I correct? 20% of the next quarter का सेल ही तो आया होगा ये. So 20% is how much? 12,250. So 12,250 divided by 20 into 100, यानी कि 5 से मल्टीप्लाई करो तो that will be, so फोर्थ फिफ्थ नेक्स्ट ईयर की फर्स्ट क्वार्टर की सेल अगर कोई पूछे आपको तो कितना हो गया आपका?
61,250.
समझ में आया कि नहीं आया? So this is the calculation what we have done. So first part, production budget is over. So this is over. Production budget is over. Now raw material, if you want to calculate total raw material consumption, there is a raw material consumption budget. Sorry, raw material consumption budget. This is another budget. Raw material consumption. Can you see it? Can you see it? Yes. Production budget you have got. Production of each quarter is clear to you. Already we have calculated production of each quarter. These are the production of each quarter. Now we want how much raw material is required for each quarter. So इतने production के लिए कितने raw material चाहिए, that only we have to calculate. Enough hint is given in the question. Let's see. Each unit of finished goods require 2 kg of raw material. So 1 unit of finished goods require how much kg of raw material?
2, sir. 2 kg.
100 unit of finished goods require how much kg of raw material?
200.
200. कैसे किया हमने? How we have done it? Multiply.
Multiply.
So same thing we'll do. We'll write down the production of each quarter. Then we'll write down the raw material consumption per unit and we'll multiply and we'll add all these 4. Whatever will come is your raw material consumption. Any doubt in this? This is raw material consumption, raw material purchase nahi, raw material consumption, not purchase. Correct? Am I correct? Yes.
Yes, sir.
So this is raw material consumption. So what are the things we have calculated so far? Sales, we have already knows 4 quarter. We have even calculated for the 5th quarter. Production budget, we have calculated the production of all the 4 quarter. We have also calculated raw material consumption of each quarter and even total raw consumption. Total, what is the raw material consumption?
3,20,000.
3,20,000. Now, closing stock of the raw material is given. Raw material closing stock is given 5,000 and opening stock is given 10,000. Opening stock of raw material is given 10,000 kg and closing stock of raw material is given 5,000 kg. How much consumption we have done?
320, sir.
320. So how much raw material purchase we have to make?
Sir, add closing stock minus opening stock, 3,15,000.
Other people, please. Total raw material consumption was 3,20,000. Closing stock is given, opening stock is also given. 5,000 कम करना है क्योंकि
Raw
closing
material
stock-
consumption, we have to add closing stock less opening stock. That remaining is balance is the purchase to be purchased.
Absolutely. Or we can think that already 10,000 is there in the opening stock. Closing stock we need to maintain 5,000. So that means 5,000 less is required. Am I correct or not? Logically.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Or like the formula you have said, raw material consumption plus closing stock minus opening stock. Whichever you are comfortable, you can do. But this is a simple logic. So what is the raw material consumption? 3,20,000. 3,20,000. What is the raw material purchase?
350.
315. So you can see it. Here we have calculated same way what we have done. Raw material to be purchased 3,15,000. 3,15,000 is the raw material to be purchased. Any doubt? Sales is clear. Production is clear. Raw material consumption is clear. Raw material purchase is clear. Any doubt? Any? This is not budget. This is also not budget. This is only quantity. Budget will have quantity as well as value. So quantity wise, fine, we have done. But raw material purchase budget we have not done. So we need to prepare raw material budget next. In value. This is quantity wise budget, not value wise. Okay. Shall we prepare raw material purchase budget now if everything is clear? कोई doubt है तो बताओ. If you have any doubt. Any doubt? Yes or no? Okay, very good. Very good. Yes. Many, no doubt we have got. So now in the question, if you see, the company proposed to purchase the annual requirement of raw material. Annual requirement कितना है, by the way? $3,15,000. We want to calculate annual requirement 3,15,000 in first 3 quarters itself. Last quarter mein we don't want to purchase. 30% in the first quarter, 50% in the second quarter, and 20% in the first quarter. Can you please tell me how much quantity I will be purchasing in first quarter, second quarter, and third quarter respectively?
94,500.
All. I will request all to calculate. This to be multiplied by the percentages.
First quarter
Okay.
94,500, sir.
Okay.
Second quarter 1,57,500.
Okay.
Third quarter 63,000.
Okay.
And quarter wise price varies, sir. Quarter wise price is varying.
Price will take care. Okay. Very good. Bhumika. Yes, correct. Om, correct. I think whoever has answered so far is correct. I'm sure the other also doing it. So any doubt in this? So we have calculated this. 30%, 3,15,000 into 30%. This one. 3,15,000 into 50%. This one. 3 lakh 15,000 into 20%, this one. This we have calculated. Like Mr. Sai just now told, that price rate varies. In the first quarter, 2 rupees. Second, 3 rupees. Third quarter is 4 rupees. So you also put the price accordingly. It is not in your hand. 2, 3, and 4. And then you multiply this. 94,500 into 2, 157,500 into 3, and 63,000 into 4. Multiply. The total of all this will be 3,15,000 only. And if you multiply whatever the value we have got, if you add the total, that will be your raw material purchase budget for the year. Swati has calculated. If anybody else has calculated, please let me know whether it is coming. Swati, what is your total? Okay, 9,13,500. Correct. Yes, Om, Komalpreet. Very good. Komalpreet has joined probably in the second half, but very active after that. Bhumika, correct. Sai, correct. Okay, very good. I think many of the answer. Any doubt if you have? Anybody is having any doubt in calculation of this? So now after that, if you want to calculate the price stores ledger, that also you can calculate in this way. I'm not going, this is a material related question, but if you want to calculate, that also can be there. And you can calculate a price stores ledger which is covered in material, but I have just shown it to you. Okay, but these are the budget related questions which you have covered. So this was a question related to budget, but since material was there, so FIFO question was also there. So this also, along with the solution, I'll upload. I'll request the team to upload. Okay, now very quickly, let's
Sir,
go.
sir, is this a single question in exam?
Single question.
Oh, it will take a lot of time, sir.
Yeah, very old question, not very difficult actually. This calculation you can do very easily.
No, time taking, sir. Time.
A little bit, not that much. Because the presentation I have shown in detail, it will not take time, and this calculation you can do in one liner. This one you can just do in one line. Even this figure also you can do. And
last one, sir. FIFO we have to do, na?
Yes, FIFO you have to do. That will take few time. Yes. So next is budget summary, what we prepare, which is known as budget, master budget. So budgeted PL, budgeted balance sheet, which is sometimes known as projected PL and projected balance sheet also, and which is summary, incorporating all the components. So sales budget, production budget, few of the things, and basically the controller, the financial controller, who is the head of budget department, he basically prepared this and keep it with him and continuously monitor that. Now through Excel, through various softwares, we can prepare and keep the data, and we can keep monitoring. So like the monitoring earlier was done, after some time, now the continuous monitoring also can be done. So this question is there of the flexible budget. Industry-wise, long-term budget, mainly the manufacturing industry is preparing more. Sugar, cotton, and textile, they prepare for a short term only, 1 year, then maybe 1-2 year. And then current budget, many of the business current activities, they prepare monthly budget, weekly budget, etc. So this is basically classification based on the time period. What is zero-based budgeting? Any idea you have? A lot of time in the theoretical question it comes.
Well, the contribution is equal to fixed costs.
That is true. Here basically we are assuming there is no activity of the past taken into consideration. Zero-based budget means your budget is prepared in such a way which is prepared from the scratch, from the beginning. Okay. So zero-based budgeting basically a system where each activities are prepared and as a fresh one. So this is basically the concept of zero-based budgeting. Then another budget which is very popular in the industry and a lot of foreign institutions give a lot of emphasis on that, performance budget, which represent the purpose and objective of the budget and compare with the actual. So which department has performed well, like Sai was telling about the staff, about the people, about the department. So this budget basically brings out that. So these are two of the theoretical part. Then last part, we don't have much time, but a very important part is budget ratio. So there are mainly 6 budget ratio which you need to take into consideration. Efficiency we calculate, where you calculate standard with actual. Activity we take, that we calculate standard with budgeted. Calendar as the name suggests, it is the working days, and budgeted word is also not given. It is hour and maximum possible hour. Then capacity usage ratio actual, it is actual hour. So here in this capacity usage ratio, when you will be writing standard, you will be writing down budgeted hours. When you will be writing actual, you will be writing actual hour. And actual usage budgeted capacity ratio is actual working hour divided by the budgeted hour. So these 3 are very, very important. And if you practice some of the question, maybe 2 question, budget prepared from scratch, Bhumika, you are correct about zero-based budgeting. Very good answer.
Sir, in zero-based budget, no opening stock, sir?
No opening stock, nothing. No past records you have to take into consideration. Even the old budget, what has happened, where variances has come, where the problem has come, you do not consider. So don't see any past record, start from scratch. That is basically zero-based budgeting. Not only opening stock, past trend of sales, etc. Nothing you have to consider. Think fresh. When a lot of things goes haywire, lot of things does not go according to the organization, then they try to fix a new sort of yardsticks. Okay. So everything they start fresh. Production department, engineering department, all department comes together and then try to provide a new thought process in zero-based budgeting. Okay. So this budget ratio, as I told you, these are the type of questions. And if you can practice these questions, like how the efficiency ratio will be coming, standard hour divided by actual hour. So you can see standard hour and actual hour. So in this way, all this ratio, and what I will request you, you write down when you will be practicing this question, write down the formulas as well. So while practicing the question, your grasping on the formulas, grasping on the concept also will be there. Like maximum capacity we have calculated here, how much is the maximum? So 50 employees was there. I'm not going into detail. 50 employees, 8 hours per day and 5 days in a week. So you can see 50 employees, 8 hours, 5 days in a week, and it was 4 weeks. So total hour we have got. Similarly, budgeted hour we can get 40 employees. Here it is given. 40 employees actual working. So 40 employees actual working hours, in fact, that we can, budgeted hours we can get. So in the budgeted hour, everything will be same like the original one. Only the employees will be the actual. Actual hour is already given. Actual hour is already given as 6,000. Standard hour is also given as 7,000. So everything, all calculation we can make.
Sir, here employee costing and standard costing also we have to use it.
Not
in
required.
budgeting.
No, not required. Only thing, some concept of employee costing will be there. But
because standard hours, actual hours is there.
That concept will be there. The concept will be the same one. And another thing here, it is given.
It is nothing to do with the standard costing.
No, nothing. Absolutely nothing to do, beta. Nothing to do. And here, some small tricks will be there. Like here, related period is 4 weeks. In this period, there was one special day leave. So, though we are talking about 4 weeks into 5 days, 20 days, but actually 1 day leave was there. So, 19 will be the actual days. This is the only tricks which is there in the question. Rest is simple calculation. Then you put all the things in the perspective, few percentage will be coming. Here, most important thing is to practice few question. Okay. Shall I upload this question as well?
Please, sir.
Okay. I will upload this question as well. There are some other flexible budget question which is there in the practice book also. So that also you can practice. This is the question what I was asking. I didn't ask that question. Name the budget which required justification without taking reference from past result.
Sir, zero budgeting.
Zero-based budgeting, yes. And which gives rewards and punishment. Punishment may be a harsh word. That is known as performance budget. So this is Z, baby. And that is PB. So zero-based budgeting and performance budgeting. Lot of time you will see that small theoretical question of 2-3 marks also can come. So this is the overall chapter.
Sir, that standard capacity usage ratio is there now. Whether it is nothing to do with the standard costing, sir?
No, nothing. Are you worried about standard costing?
No, just we have to link it or not, I am asking.
No, nothing. Nothing you have to link it.
That standard costing I know, sir. Just I am asking that.
No, fine. I'm asking also that whether that's a weak area so that we can have some discussion on that. That's good, very good. Swati is saying, no, sir, this is easy. Fine, no problem. I want everything to be easy. So this is the overall revision of whole budgetary control chapter. I think we have done in nick of time.
Sir, total budget is this only, sir? This much only, chapter?
Yes,
chapter.
yes.
Huh?
Practice is required. Concept-wise, I have covered everything.
But this formulas, 6 formulas, we have to know.
Yes. One student is writing, Srini. Yes, Srini, I could not hear anything from you. I am unable to participate in the session. Currently in office not permits me answer all the queries. Right, no problem. But great session. Thank you very much for your comments. Working in a listed company, that's good. As a head of finance, very good. So congratulations. I hope some of the example which I have given from the corporate is applicable and true. Srini, thank you. So take some time out of your office also and concentrate on study. Exam bhi clear karna hai na? You have to clear exam also. It's good that you are working as a head of finance. Nice to know. Nice to have all of you in my class. Okay. Kiran Kumar is saying I am a retired banker. Very good. So I am having a mixed portfolio. I hope that you are quite understood whatever. In a very layman way, I have tried to explain all the concepts to all of you. Thank you very much, Swati. I think time has come to say goodbye to all of you for the time being. And yes, it's a conceptual session. Thank you very much. That's my major job. Practice I cannot do on your behalf, so I can clear the concept. And I hope that this time you all will practice very well, and you will do well. And maybe BOS for section BOS for success session will be there. So there again I will be meeting. Otherwise, Mr. Vishal will be continuing with this. And in between, I took this particular session. I thought, let me interact with my students directly from BOS. So BOS के ओर से मैंने सोचा मैं ये क्लास ले लेता हूँ और आप लोगों के साथ इंटरेक्ट करता हूँ, आप लोगों के क्वेश्चन लेता हूँ, आप लोगों के क्वेरी लेता हूँ, and I hope that I could do some clarification to this particular topic. Once again, thank you very much to each one of you for attending the session, and whoever will be watching later on through various channels like YouTube and all. So all the best to all of you and good wishes from my side. So this is Dr. Sengupta, Dr. N. Sengupta, and my colleague CMA Jan. I would like to say goodbye and thanks to all of you and best wishes from our side. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.